This is part 2 on a video explaining how to draw a square-headed bolt. In the first video we drew our top view, and now we're working on the elevation view. We drew the chamfered end of the bolt, and we also drew the schematic representation of the thread. Now we'll work on the side view, or the front view of the head of the bolt and the nut. Okay, so our bolt is 5.5 inches long according to the note. So I want to offset the very bottom 5.5. Okay, and this is going to be the bottom of the head of my square bolt. Everything between here and here is a smooth shoulder. Okay, now the thickness of the square head is going to be 2/3 the diameter. So again, we'll use the cal function, and we'll do 2/3 times 1.5 is our major outside diameter, and that is just simply 1. Okay, so I'll offset that by 1. And you'll notice on this video that we're not using a washer face either, so we don't have to offset by 1/32 because this is an unfinished representation. Okay, now I want to just project down from the corners. Okay, and I'll extend out the lines I just drew and trim off the excess. Okay, and like the hexagon bolt, we use 60-degree lines, okay, or angles actually, but from this time it's from the center is where we'll draw our lines from, and we'll just check, make sure that is in fact 60 degrees. Change the precision. It is. So I can erase that. I will draw a circle from the intersection point up to the top, and then I will trim off the excess. Alright, and I can erase my construction lines, and now I just simply need to mirror the arc across. Okay. I want to trim off this line that I did not trim earlier, and I'll go ahead and do my chamfer on the edges of the square bolt now. So again, I want to just type in L for line, and on my settings I want to clear all, and then I want to select tangent. Alright, and I'll select a point there, and I just want to type in at 1 less than 30. Alright, and then I'll trim off the excess again. Okay, and I'll mirror that across to the other side. And trim on this side as well. Okay, so you can see the head of the bolt is taking shape. Now what I want to do is, let me just move this top view up just a little bit and get it out of the way. And I want to mirror the head part of the bolt to the area right here, kind of like we did in the first video on the hexagon cap screw. Now the thickness of this bolt is 7/8 the diameter, so I'll type in cal, and then 7/8 times 1.5, and I get 1.3125. And what I'll do, I'll just offset what is going to be down by the nut, and I'll offset it straight up. I want to erase this line which represented the thickness of the head. Okay, and now I'll use a good little command, fillet, and then I want to make my radius 0, and you'll see why in just a second. I'll click this line and this line, and it forms a squared edge. Okay, and I'll do the same on that side, and then I will move the nut down to over the schematic representation on the screws. Okay, and just click it on there, and you can see here, just make sure that you erase anything that doesn't need to be there. Okay, so I'm going to do some trimming and erasing, and I'm just going to kind of broadly sweep that area and that area as well. And let me erase this portion and that little section there. Okay, and this is the edge of the nut. Okay, so we need to get everything else out like that. Okay, and we removed all the excess lines so it wouldn't look like it was transparent. Okay, and that is a full representation, schematic representation of a square-headed bolt, and that concludes this video and also this video series.